Alright, solving some more equations involving the distributive property and combining like terms. Two more important algebra concepts that we need to cover. So with the distributive property, it's a very important property that we're going to be using a lot throughout algebra. So what we do is when we have this 2 multiplying the quantity of x plus 3, we can distribute the 2 to the x and to the 3. So we're really doing 2 times the x, which gives us 2x, and then 2 times the 3, which gives us 6. So we get 2x plus 6. Now when you look at example 2, it just has a negative sign out there. So what we can really say is that this is negative 1. So we're going to be distributing a negative 1 to both of these terms. So negative 1 times a is going to give us negative 1a, and negative 1 times a negative 6, well, negative times a negative will give us a positive, so we get positive 6. And then when we look at question number 3, we're going to distribute, once again, we're going to distribute the b inside of parentheses. So we distribute to both terms. So we distribute b to 3. Well, b times 3 is 3b. And now b times b, well, that's going to give me 2 of them. So we can say that's b squared. b times b will give us b squared. And with combining like terms, what we want to remember about combining like terms is that we put things that are alike together. So we put things that are alike together. So when they have the same variables, we can put them together. What I mean by that, if we have like 4x, 3x, 7x. They all have x's, so we can put all of them together. Or if we have 2y, negative 6y, 3y. They all have y, so they can all go together. If we have 3xy and 1xy, they both have xy, so they are like terms. They look alike, so they can go together. So when we look at number 4, when we want to combine our like terms, so we have an x and an x. We can put these x's together. So if I say 3x and then my negative 8x, so now I get 3x minus 8x. Well, that's going to give me negative 5x. So that's what the x is. And now we have my 7 and 5 left over. So this is a positive 5 plus a 7. So 5 plus 7 will give us positive 12. So when we combine our like terms, we're going to get negative 5x plus 12. When we look at number 5, once again, we have an a and an a. Well, this is minus a, so we can say it's really minus 1a. So we're going to have 2a and then minus 1a. So I just wrote down the signs with them, so 2a minus 1a. Well, 2a minus 1a will give us 1a. And then when we look at it, we have these y's. So I have a positive 4y and also a positive 3y. So 4y plus a 3y. So 4y plus a 3y. Well, 4y plus 3y will give us positive 7y. So that's combining. We're putting our like terms together. We're putting our x's with the x's, and we're putting the a's with the a's, the y's with the y's. So we're combining our like terms. Now to solve equations with the distributive property or combining like terms, well, yesterday we looked at 1 and 2 step equations. Well, we're just adding in an extra step here. But we know that to the distribute property, well, we can distribute our 3. So we're going to distribute the 3, distribute the 3. Well, 3 times a is 3a. 3 times 2 will give us 6. So we do the distributive property first, and then it equals 18. We need to get rid of the parentheses there. And now we can simply solve it like a two-step equation. So we know we subtract 6 from both sides, bring down our 3a, so 3a equals 12, and then we divide by 3. So a is equal to 4. And we can check this by plugging it back in, so we can do 3 times 4 plus 2 equals 18. Well, 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 times 6, and 18 is equal to 18. Now we're combining our like terms, but when we look at this, once again, we want to put our x's together. Well, 4x, and this is a negative 6x. If you notice, it's minus 6x. So when I write this, I have 4x minus 6x. Well, 4x, that's going to give us a negative 2x. And then we have a 7 and a 12. And remember, these are all on the left side of our equation, so that's why we can put them together. That's going to give us a plus 19. And then this all equals 11. So since these were all on the same side, we just put it together, and now we have a nice two-step equation. We get rid of this 19 by doing an additive inverse, so negative 19, 19 minus 19 crosses off to give us 0. We bring down this to negative 2x, and it equals 11 minus 19, which is negative 8. Can divide by negative 2, and x is equal to positive 4. Negative divided by negative is a positive. And we can check this by putting it back in. So we would have 4 times 4 plus 7 minus 6 times 4 plus 12, and it should all equal 11. Well, 4 times 4 is 16 plus 7, negative 6 and 4 is minus 24, plus 12 equals 11. And then we can just simply 16 plus 7 is 23, minus 24 is negative 1, negative 1 plus 12 is 11. So we know that's going to work out and be good. So we know that our answer checks out to be good. And then if we flip this over and we get into evaluating these expressions, it says A is negative 3, B is 1/2, C is 3/5, and D is negative 4. Well, to do this, it says we have 2A plus 3B. We're going to plug in this value, negative 3. We're going to plug it in for A. And then we're going to plug in this value of 1/2 in for B. So we'll have 2 times negative 3 plus 3 times 1/2. And then 2 times negative 3 will give us negative 6. And 3 times 1/2, well, we multiply 3 times 1. So we have 3 over 2. Now we could do a couple things to add these together. Well, we know that 3/2 is also 1.5. So we can say that this is negative 6 plus 1.5, which will give us negative 4.5 if we add them together. Or we could have kept this, we could have changed this into a fraction, make negative 6 over 1, and made them have the same denominator so we can add it. So it will be negative 12 over 2 plus 3 over 2, which would give us negative 9 over 2, which is also the same thing as negative 4.5. And I will complete number 2 also, and then you can work on the rest for homework. And we'll go over them tomorrow in class. So it says 4c plus d. 4c plus d, so we're saying c is 3/5. So we're going to do this one down here. So we'll do 4 times 3/5 plus d, and d is negative 4, so we're going to say plus. Now I like to write my negatives inside parentheses so I don't get my signs confused. So I have 4 times 3/5 plus negative 4. So when we multiply these, I'm going to do 12, or 4 times 3, which is going to give me 12 over 5. Because we multiply the numerators, and there is no denominator with the 4, so we just have 12 over 5. And then we have minus 4. So now to combine our fractions, we have to make this, give them the same denominators. So this is going to be 12 over 5 minus, I'm going to multiply this by 5. So that has a denominator of 5. That's going to be 20. And then 12 minus 20 is going to give me negative 8 over 5. And we know that negative 8 over 5 is negative 1 and 3/5. And then that is how we evaluate using our expressions by substituting these values in. And there's a couple more problems, complete them, and then we will go over them tomorrow in class.